It's Tuesday, February 5th, 2013 at 6:30, and this is the regular meeting of the East Long Meadow Board of Assessors. LCAT is recording this meeting, and we have our own recording, and no one else is recording the meeting. The first item on the agenda is the minutes from the January 22nd meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I've read both the open session meeting minutes as well as the executive session meeting minutes. I had found a few just grammatical errors, which I suggested to the staff that they correct, and that has been done, I see, this evening. So I move that they be approved as presented because they are in order as to presentation and content.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have a warrant to the collector for a portion benefit payment, about a little over $3,300.
Just have to sign on that one.
So these things originate with the DPW?
Yes, they do.
And we have a variety of end-of-month reports for January. First one is personal property.
Sorry,
No.
it's out of order.
Real estate, oh, sorry.
First one is a real estate abatement of about $7,700. With the bills not having gone out recently, there will be a few of these over the course of the month. And then we have a personal property abatement in the amount of about $1,500.
These are exemptions.
Hmm?
These are exemptions, even though it says abatement.
Yeah. Then we have real estate exemptions in the amount of about $7,800 with another $78 on the CPA. Things like the elderly abatements, elderly exemptions rather.
Correct.
And we have another $500 of auto excise abatements. We're going to have the bills going out in the next week or so.
The bill should be being mailed tomorrow.
Okay, so the big mailing of excise tax bills is going out tomorrow then. And we have another auto excise tax deal going back to 2011 for some reason, probably a bill that went to the wrong town. And then we have the notice to the accountant. That's this one.
Yes, yes, yes.
And it has the big auto excise building on it.
Very exciting meeting for the onlookers.
And then we have a supplemental tax warrant here for about $32,000. These would be for part-year taxes on new construction for the most part.
Yes, there are about 12 of them that are going out. I sent letters out to the properties who have received their occupancy certificates since July 1.
And this one here is the CPA that goes with that one. Every property tax has a CPA on it. And then we get to the building report for the month of December.
That's on page 5 of your file.
Mm-hmm. And this has some has some new construction.
We're still getting generators.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is from January through to December, we've received 81 permits for generators this year.
Yeah, we'll have to study the values on those during fiscal 2014, but I'd be concerned about, trying to put them in the tax formula until we studied the issue some, so that probably won't happen until fiscal 2015.
And you'll notice on the month of December, we did receive permits for 2 new dwellings. And you'll see one rather large one, which is the new congregate living or assisted living up on Parker Street.
That's gonna be assisted living?
It's some type of an assisted
Assisted
congregate living. I don't have enough information other than plans have come through.
Okay,
Yeah, they fenced it all out, blocked it all out now.
yeah.
So that will provide substantial new growth for fiscal 2015, probably.
Well, depending on I'm
Maybe-
thinking
Even
maybe
2014, we may
Right.
have
It
some.
may be early enough for that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, with the new legislation,
Mhm.
it may very well be available for 2014, the new growth may very well be available for 2014.
Or shared over both years.
Mhm. More than likely that.
Okay.
Okay, moving along.
Okay, so the next, no further questions on the buildings, on
No.
the building permit report.
No.
So now we get to the state aid, and there's an increase, at least at this preliminary stage of the game.
This is from the governor's budget, not necessarily what the general court will do.
Yeah, that usually goes around, that usually goes
Yeah.
through 3 or 4 iterations. But the first iteration looks good.
Yeah, the receipts are up and the assessments are down. Well, that's a good thing. So overall, we should get about, what, 24,000? Close to 500,000 more than we did last year, close to, if this came to pass.
Right.
Although, the appropriations committee is probably going to have to discount that a little at this stage, at this early stage of the game, but they'll be watching it very closely. Any further comments on the cherry sheet estimate?
No?
Nope.
Okay, we have a certification preparation workshop on Thursday, February 14th. Are you going to be going to that?
I'm not sure if I'm going to be attending. I have so many meetings this upcoming month, but they are having the certification for any community who is due to have their values audited by the state. I have been attending each and every year because every year they come up with something new. So if I can fit that into my schedule, I will make an attempt to get there. As you see that there are other things by our agenda, that we have things coming up between ATV cases, winter meetings, the solar workshop, and there's also a Mass GIS workshops, so they're all happening all at the same time.
Wow.
Busy. It's going to be a busy first quarter for meetings with the assessors from other jurisdictions and with the DOR. But we are not up for a full revaluation until 2015.
That's
Fiscal
correct.
2015. So, but we definitely want to keep track of what is going on in that area for the towns that are up for it this year. Okay, we have a decision from the planning board. Is it anything that affects this office?
No. No.
It's just
No.
one of their regular decisions.
No, not much on that.
No,
Home office.
So it's not. It doesn't affect this office.
No.
Okay, we have an upcoming event, MAO winter meeting. You signed me up for that.
You are signed up.
So I have to be in Randolph early in the morning on February 21st.
I opted not to attend the meeting. There's a member of my family who's quite ill, and I don't know what the prognosis is at this point in time, so I prefer to stay in town.
And there's a solar evaluation workshop on the 27th. That's right in here in Springfield.
And that I will be going to.
So that's a growing thing. There hasn't been much activity on it in this town yet, but other towns have been very active in this area, and we probably should keep track of how the trend on the valuation and taxation of these things.
Right now, it seems to be a big trend for pilot programs for the solar.
Really?
Yep.
That's interesting. And then the GIS people are having a workshop in Woburn on March 4th.
I did receive this email, and I have passed it on to other department heads that I thought may have an interest in it. I do believe I'm going to try to go. Of recent, I've been working with Mass GIS and putting our data back and forth so we can get our coordinates lined up with Mass GIS, but now they're trying to get into the address in the 911, and it's really important that we follow the same protocols, so when somebody calls 911, our police and fire aren't trying to find them. Just recently we had an instance where someone's alarm was going off, a fire alarm, did not have the right address on our map. So they rely on our maps and our GIS systems. So, but I did also put it out to our police and fire chief that I know that they're very busy, but if they have any questions or concerns or comments that they would like me to bring to the meeting that maybe could be addressed, I would do that too.
Okay.
So that's in Auburn.
But,
Woburn or Auburn?
Woburn.
Woburn, right.
Woburn.
I thought it was at Auburn.
Yeah. It's our DPW that prints up our maps, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm planning on going to the one in Auburn.
Oh,
That's on March 4th.
Okay. 'Cause,
There are several of them.
You
There's-
wrote Woburn, that's all.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that was my.
Yeah, Auburn would be a lot closer
Yeah.
and easier to get to.
Yeah, they have them. They have like 5 or 6 different ones all over, and I think
Oh yeah,
the
I see
closest-
Auburn here now.
Yeah.
It's only 2 hours.
10 to noon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I asked Frank if he wanted to try to attend because
good.
he's our GIS mapper,
Right.
and to have us all on the same.
On the same page. Yeah. Important.
Absolutely.
Is there any new business or old business?
I don't have any.
None new for me.
None for me.
Okay, with that said, I would like to move that we go into executive session for the purpose of exemption applications for our upcoming ATB case and for the list of abatements which were filed over the course of the last month.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we will not be coming back into open session.
Okay.
And so this requires a roll call vote. Mrs. Saulnier?
Yes.
Mr. Grudgeon?
Yes.
Mr. Johnston? Yes.